Brawly's like weirdly scary to fight. That Makihita, like when I was a kid, that Makihita fucked me over so many times that the only way I could beat
it was always more the meta type.
Oh no, the meta type, because the meta type just sat there and spammed focus punch or bide. So if it was like, I would keep attacking it until it used bide, and then I would just spam heal or switch out so it wouldn't kill me. And then it would just use...
What game were you playing that
Emerald.
meta type knows focus punch?
In Emerald, it knows focus punch. Like, I don't know why, but it does. I genuinely have no idea why. It does.
I don't know. I'm looking this up because I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but I kind of don't believe you.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure one of Norman's Slackings knows focus punch too, in at least Emerald. Unless my memories.
No, you're right.
Yeah, like it was so weird. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon X and Y Versus with my good friend CoolTrainerGavin.
What's poppin', y'all?
I think in the last episode, I got my 4th Doom badge. I lost my Alakazam, and I started taking on the what is this, power plant?
Don't complain about losing your Alakazam.
Yeah.
You have another one.
That was easily that was probably the only death that was possibly gonna be like something that I could get through because I have another Alakazam. It's 6 levels lower than the one that I had, but that's not that big a deal. But I think Gavin already is taking on the 5th gym, so I'm still behind.
Yes, I think I have like 3 more trainers to fight before Clement, but I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment yet, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, but anywho, we should probably start. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, let me just double check that I have the experience share on after your...
Yes, I apologize.
Four episodes of being a cheater.
I can't believe I forgot that, and I feel so bad about it. Okay, mine was off. Okay, so I'm going to keep mine off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here, and since my squad's actually a pretty decent level, I'm just going to switch train my other Alakazam. Like, might as well. I'm going to, I can guarantee that with your XP share and everything, you're going to be able to, catch up, because... Oh, cool. First mon I fight and it's a Weavile. If this thing pursuits me and kills my other Alakazam, I'm gonna lose it.
So,
oh no.
Let's see. Well, this is going up. Actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say some spoilers for my Wednesday's episode of Renegade Platinum.
Ah, yes.
Better not.
Yeah, better not. Best not. We could still talk about the today's episode though.
Rip Manaphy.
Yeah, it's that's just such a depressing thing to happen. Also, obviously, if you guys haven't watched it, go check it out. Renegade Platinum, watching Gavin play through Renegade Platinum, I have had my fair share of bullshit happen with Umber Moon, but there's some things that I see happen to Gavin that I just feel bad about, because it's no one deserves it.
It's just weird because I'll go maybe I don't know, 8-9 episodes without any deaths. Perfectly fine. And then I'll get 4 in an episode and just get super disheartened and want to quit.
Mood.
But I don't. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, it's because obviously Renegade Platinum, I don't think I could ever quit a Drayano hack, just because Drayano's made so many good hacks that if I'm getting my ass whooped, it's probably for a fair reason, because I don't think I've played a Drayano hack that felt unfair.
There are parts of Renegade Platinum that feel less than fair.
Yeah, I think a major factor could be you're playing an older version of Renegade Platinum, right?
Yeah, he did just put out a new version of it today, honestly.
Yeah, I feel
Which I thought was weird, because I thought that he said he was done making new versions.
I think he made a new link for it, because I think the link that was giving you the ROM was messed up, or the ROM was getting messed up when you downloaded it, so he just re-uploaded it. I think that's what happened. But
yeah. Either way, but there are some things that I know he nerfed, but most of the things that he nerfed, I was already past them by the time he put out the version that, you know, that nerfed it.
Yeah.
So it didn't really bother me anyway.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if he has nerfed anything, like, around where you are, or if we're just this fucking game player grunt has a Registeel. Okay. I guess. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, hopefully, he's kind of nerfed it, but obviously it still sucks because, like, you're playing the older version, so you're not going to be able to fix the nerfs and stuff like that. So, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think since I haven't gotten the opportunity to play through Renegade Platinum yet, I think the worst I've played, and not even like worst, I think the least fair, or where there was like some stuff that felt like BS, was probably like Blaze Black 2, maybe, just because, and really for that, it's not even that it's unfair, it's more so that, like, doing double battles with your rival in that game sucks, because Hugh's an idiot. Like, there's one battle where you take on, a Team Plasma Grunt and one of the 7 Sages, and, like, all of his mons died within the first, like, 4 turns. Because everything he set out was getting, like, the Sage had a Weavile out, and his fire type dies, and he throws out his Superior, which in that game is Grass Dragon. And I was like, why? It just got, and it gets OHKO'd by the Weavile, and I'm like, it's a Life Orb Weavile, and I'm just like, oh, cool. And then I lost my Houndoom because it was basically a 1v2, and I lived on like 3 HP, and then a Swalot used Acid on me, and I was just like, oh, cool, alright. This is
really
fun.
be your own sometimes.
It's just one of those things. Like, and then like in Storm Silver and Sacred Gold, like you fight throughout the Savari zone against Team Rocket, and you do double battles with all of the people that like you can help throughout Gen 4. So like the chick in Eterna Forest, Riley, I think his name's like Buck or something, the guy from one of the resorts.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and like Riley is really bad. Like, he's a really bad partner because he has an Ursaring, a Lucario, and I think an Absol, all of which cannot take hits. You're fighting with him against Archer, which is probably arguably the worst one to be fighting him with, because Archer starts off with
he's got a Houndoom, right?
Yeah, he has a Houndoom, a Gyarados, and a Scizor. So he starts off with the Gyarados, which Intimidate drops his Ursaring, and the Team Rocket person has like an Arbok or something, so it's like double Intimidate, and you're just sitting there watching them double team Riley, and all of his mons of dying in each turn. So it's just really sad. It's kind of depressing.
I know Patters and Game Boy Luke were doing a versus of Renegade Platinum, and there are parts of it where I'm like, some of it was definitely a little self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Where like they might have just not been paying attention or something like that. But like there are certain parts that they just really struggled with that, like just how my game worked out, I did not struggle with whatsoever.
Yeah. I think it's like just that kind of stuff where it's obviously it's a Nuzlocke, so you're not guaranteed to have the best team. So like obviously you might get a good hand and have a good team, or you're gonna have a bad team.
I mean, they were also doing a randomizer too.
Oh,
and I'm not.
Yeah, I think a vanilla Nuzlocke of Renegade Platinum is gonna be a lot harder than a randomizer, just because like I feel like when it comes to hacks.
Well, they didn't randomize the gifts.
Yeah. Oh, they did, or they didn't?
They did not.
Oh.
For the most part, I think they used some of them as tokens. I know they did that with the fossils.
Oh.
But I know like they still use the Rotom that you get from the old chateau. They still use the Gengar because there's a Gengar that you also get as not a gift, but like same like interactable Pokemon as like Rotom in old chateau. So you get 2 gift Pokemon in old chateau.
Ooh. That sounds pretty lit. I think it's like, I don't know. Like, personally, I feel like no matter how you cut it, most of the time, if you're going to randomize a hack, a ROM hack, it's probably going to be easier. Because more often than not, the hack itself is built to be difficult in its vanilla form. Just because the movesets are set up so
they didn't randomize trainers.
Oh, like, did they just randomize encounters?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how you always randomize randomly.
I suppose so. I don't know. I've seen people randomize everything in a Drayano hack.
See, I don't know. At that point, you're basically just changing the types of a handful of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's basic. Like, I feel like if you randomize the trainers in any hack, like, yeah, then it's gonna be easier, a lot easier, because they're most of the mons are basically custom built to be difficult. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, if you're gonna fight, like, you're not gonna have a problem in a Blaze Black randomizer against Lenora if she's not gonna have a double intimidate at the start, along with a mon that, like, with two mons that are really scary that early on in the game. Because she has a Tauros and a Buffalant, like,
yep.
Or it's just, I think it's just the Buffalant, and then she has a Stantler. Like, those are scary things early on, and it's like, wow, I don't think I'm gonna make it through this. It's like, oh, great. But also,
I don't remember how far they got.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it got to the point where Luke had, like, almost 35 deaths. He had, like, he had over a box full of deaths.
Oh, no.
And a lot of them were just by dumb stuff that, like, should not have happened. Like, crits or like, a Pokemon having just, like, literal perfect coverage for his team. And, like how do you prepare for that?
Yeah. Honestly, I'd probably be better off in a randomizer with what I'm doing. Like, real talk. Because, like,
for Umber Moon?
Yeah, dude, I don't know if it's just me, but, like, I feel like I've been dealt a really bad hand with my encounters. Because all my good encounters are dead. My box right now is, like, 12 or 13 mons. And I think the strongest thing there is my Palisand.
Okay.
So, the Palisand's not bad. The problem is the fact that for most of this entire game, I've had 2 or 3 ghost types on my team at all times. Because I have Decidueye.
That's not the worst type to have, though.
Yeah, and it's not. I think the bigger problem is the fact that there's, like, every mon I fight has so much coverage that it's ridiculous. To the point, and, like, with, like, being just so hard to beat, like, I can't... Yeah. I genuinely feel like half the time I can't do anything other than play on the defensive. Like, for the longest time, it felt like I couldn't do anything without my Aegislash. Because, like, I could sit there and set up while in my defense form. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Did something happen, or could you not hear me?
Yeah, I did not hear any of
that.
Oh,
I said, because, like, for the longest time, I felt like I couldn't do anything without my Aegislash. Because, I could just sit there and set up Sword Stances while in my defense mode, and then, like, once I go into attack mode, I one-shot everything, and I had Shadow Sneak, so, like, I could outspeed everything, and just one-shot, until I ran into a Wormadam that somehow lived a +6 Shadow Sneak, and then murdered me. So, that was really depressing. Like, of all things to kill me, it was a Wormadam. I have a Wormadam on my team right now, and it's nowhere near as strong as that one.
Was yours at +6?
No, the Wormadam wasn't at +6. The Aegislash was at +6.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And it made no sense. Like, I don't see how, and it was also like 5 levels below me, so I have no idea how it lived. It lived on like 5 HP. So I was mega confused. So it was a great time. I'm personally expecting this to end, like, by the end of this week. And not with a W, I'll tell you that. Alright,
Have faith in yourself, man.
I don't have faith in myself. I have 20 dead mons, and I have a whole other island to go through. It's not happening.
I still have to go through basically the entire story.
Oh shit, yeah, you gotta do
all... My last recording session, I stopped right before, like, the crowd scene in the Veilstone Galactic headquarters.
See, like, that's kind of one of those things that's, like, I really love. Like, obviously, I love Gen 4. And I feel like every game has that, like... There's a glade on my screen, it's swords dancing. I'm really not feeling it.
No big deal.
I mean, I went into my Mawile, so it's only +1. It's dead. Alright, never mind. I critted. Alright. Sorry, Glade. I love you. But, like, I feel like Gens 4... I feel like every gen has that, like, small bit where they just do literally the entire story all in one go. And I guess it's one of those things where it feels like they could have done, like, they could have spaced it out a little better. Because, like, you do all of Team Galactic after the 7th gym. You do all of Team Flare, I think it's after the 6th or 7th gym.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it feels like, they should have kind of panned it out a little better. Because it's like the same with, like...
I think, like, Gen 1 does it pretty well spaced out, I think. I think
yeah.
Gen 1, you can do it all at once.
It just depends on how you play it.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Like, level-wise, you can reasonably do Silphco before you go fight Koga. I'm pretty sure it lets you do that.
Yeah, you can. You can do, because as long as
I usually put that off until, like...
I usually put it off until I have to take on Sabrina.
Can you even get into Sabrina's gym before you beat them from Silphco?
You have to beat him in Silphco before you can take Sabrina on. But, like, with how it's spanned out, like, you can take on... Koga can be the 6th gym leader. And then, like, the only one you have to take on, like, at a certain time is Giovanni, I believe. Because I think you could even take on Blaine if you wanted to before you take on Sabrina.
I always fight Blaine before Sabrina.
You do? Blaine's always my 7th gym. I've never fought him before.
I know he's supposed to be, but, like, I mean, when I'm not doing a randomizer, but, like, especially back in Gen 1, Psychic type was just so OP that I was like, I need to be over leveled for this gym.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I've never even, like, I guess I just never even thought of taking on Blaine before. I've never, like, because I never think it through and realize, like, yeah, I can take him on, like, whenever I want. As soon as I get Surf, I can go take him on. Like, there's nothing stopping me.
Yeah.
That's like that's kind of like how in Gen 3 you can skip Brawly, and then you don't have to take him on until you need to take on Norman, because Norman won't fight you unless you have 4 gym badges, or yeah, 4. So, like, up until that point, you can take him on in any order after Roxanne. For the most part. Like, obviously, I think, or at the very least, you can take on Brawly last, but, like, you need to take on Watson to be able to use Rock Smash to get to Flannery, right. But you can take Brawly on whenever you want. Which is understandable, because Brawly's, like, weirdly scary to fight. That Makihita, like, when I was a kid, that Makihita fucked me over so many times that the only way I could beat it...
was always more the meta type.
Oh, no. The meta type, because the meta type just sat there and spammed Focus Punch or Bide. So if it was, like, I would keep attacking it until it used Bide, and then I would just spam heal or switch out so it wouldn't kill me. And then it would just use... What
game were you playing that
Emerald.
Meta type knows Focus Punch?
In Emerald, it knows Focus Punch. Like, I don't know why, but it does. I genuinely have no idea why. It does. I was surprised about it too as a kid, because I was like, what is this thing doing? Tightening its focus? Excuse me? That's how I found out Focus Punch was a move. Because it tightened its focus and I didn't attack, and I was like, what is it doing? Because I thought it was using focus energy at first. And then it was like, Meditite used Focus Punch, and it one-shot my Grovyle, and I was like, oh, that's cool. What? Have you never seen it use Focus Punch before?
No.
Is that... Oh. Weird. I don't know. It always used it for me.
I don't know. I'm looking this up because I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but I kind of don't believe you.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure one of Norman's Slackings knows Focus Punch too, in at least Emerald. Unless
Oh,
my
wow.
unless my
I'm
memories.
surprised. No, you're right.
Yeah, like it was so weird because it's like, why does it have that move? It's the second
Yeah,
gym.
it's-
Like, calm down.
It's got focus punch, dual screens, and bulk up.
It doesn't. Oh, it does.
It
Cool.
doesn't know bide.
Maybe it was the gym trainers who had them with bide. That might be it. But like that's like it having focus punch that like early on in the game is terrifying because it's stab and like it didn't help that when I was a kid I would always have a Poochyena or a Zigzagoon on my team.
First mistake. First mistake.
I love Zigzagoon and I love Poochyena.
They're both. No, I'm sorry. They're bad.
They're not the best Smons, but I love them. I had literally my first playthrough on the channel was an Emerald Nuzlocke. I had a Mightyena on my squad until it died in Victory Road. It got double teamed by the two slacking. One of them used Brick Break and lived, and he lived, and then the other one used Thunderbolt. Or maybe it was the Gardevoir. I don't know. Something used Thunderbolt and killed me. But it was a great time.
Mightyena is just an objectively bad Pokemon. Sorry.
I mean, he's got really bad stats. I accept that. But I can't give up on him. I just love Mightyena. I don't know why. I just do.
I don't know why either. It's not a good Pokemon.
I don't know. Like, I genuinely cannot explain other than the fact that it just, like, looking at it, it's adorable. It's a doggo. I can't be mad.
It's not even like a Pokemon that's like good in a lower tier. It's just never a good Pokemon.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, I love Pelipper too. People question me on that too.
Pelipper, since it got Drizzle, is just objectively a good Pokemon now. I
Now,
don't think there's any. Well, yes, now, but I don't think there's anybody who'll be like, "Oh, Pelipper sucks."
I feel like people
since
shit on
it
Nexus all the
got
time because
Drizzle.
Nexus loves Pelipper.
I can't blame him. Rain
I can't
is
either.
like if on Showdown, if you're trying to climb the ladder quickly, Rain.
Drizzle sets are so easy.
Like
no matter what.
You can literally just click buttons on a Rain team and do
Win.
pretty well.
I think like another thing that kind of sucks. I have a Pelipper and Umber Moon. Unfortunately, it's literally the only Pelipper I ran into at any point that had Kenai and not Drizzle, and it was holding a Damp Rock, which was even worse.
Get an ability capsule.
You know what? I should do that. That sounds like a good plan. Maybe I'll do that.
Because you can at the Battle Royal place, you can buy if you get like your battle points or whatever, you can get them there.
I don't know why I've never thought of that. I guess I just didn't. I spent like a whole day and a half looking for Zygarde cells. I spent a whole like day and a half looking for the Zygarde cell so I could get a 50% Zygarde, but I didn't think to get a ability capsule. I don't know what's going on, dude.